We got Jim. We got Tasia.
Hey.
We got myself.
YOLO.
And we got Kristin sitting down in a minute.
I wish we could say that all the time, YOLO, and not just be completely
I don't
stupid.
even know. Where did they?
I don't know. It was Monday. I was tired. It just came out.
What was it?
You just said, hey, good morning. And I was like, YOLO.
That was funny because it's just like, that's what she said.
And it like nothing.
I meant to say yo, I think.
It had nothing to do with the conversation
whatsoever. It was definitely off topic. And my brain is turning to mush.
Yeah.
Turning into?
True. Valid point.
Like, I can remember, like, back in the day, like, trying to learn Spanish, and I had a lot of Spanish friends, and screwing those words up, like, they say good morning and you say goodbye, you know? Hola, adios.
Yeah.
What?
Who?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't speak Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. I don't even know what we're talking about today. I don't know.
I do know this, that I'm really excited that this kind of COVID-19 thing is changing a little bit. I'm excited. I'm expectant that things would get back to normal, and I woke up kind of all right.
Yeah. What are they? The governor here in Tennessee has lifted the ban, or not the ban, just the stay-at-home,
right,
or shelter-in-place thing, whatever it is, on April 30th. Did you see? People are freaking out.
I know
about it, and it's kind of like we've talked about it, and we're beating a dead horse, but it's like it's your right, like it's your freedom. If you want to go out and do, like, it's in the Constitution. Mm-hmm. You're free to assemble, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. You're taking it on yourself. And here's the deal. Just, if people are afraid of being at risk or whatever, then just stay away from people that are going out. It's that simple. Mm-hmm.
I got caught, like, and this is just me, so we're not putting it on anybody, but this idea of all the things that we know that are really American, that are really unique to us when it comes to freedom, and then, being told, hey, you can't go out. We got to stay home. And then the importance of doing that because we want to take care of people.
Agreed.
And it's just been a weird quandary.
But it's scary how quick that stuff like started to get taken away and people were completely okay with it.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's how this all goes downhill.
Yeah. That's how it gets taken from you.
That's what, read some history, like.
I think Benjamin Franklin said it. We've said it before on the podcast.
Before last week, But it's just like,
if you give away your freedom for safety, you don't deserve either.
No, it's kind of snowballed almost to the effect of like, everything's been changed. So it's crazy. It's
exciting to think that we could be through this. And
could be. Yeah. Who knows?
Could be.
There's more to come for sure.
Yeah, there's so many. I don't want to. Like we've said a couple times, I get a little opinionated about this. Yeah. And
listen, I'm a dumbass. I don't know what I'm talking about. People, go on with your lives.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, so.
Ooh. Well.
Did you bring your school in here?
On that note, we just did a ton of rope climbs. So that was fun.
Yeah,
like a lot
like I'm
of rope
still
climbs.
like breathing heaviness. I'm still feeling it. My shoulders are still feeling it.
Pulled the sled.
Bike erg.
Climbed some ropes.
Yeah, that
was hard.
That's good. It's been. I'm excited also to see the gym get people back in the gym and feel the energy.
People,
yeah, I saw Jeff Rich yesterday at the grocery store, and he was just like, "I can't wait to get back in there." He goes, "I don't want to lift a dumbbell anymore." Yeah. And then I saw Goolsby. So Goolsby's one of our members. His wife had a little scare with a blood clot, so he was just hanging out in the parking lot at the hospital while she was having surgery. So we went over there and sat with him.
So because they wouldn't let him in.
They wouldn't let him in, and so he made some signs and like had him in the parking lot. So we just kind of tailgated for her surgery. She came out of it pretty good. And he was just everybody, The only person that loves it is Jennifer Sider. She's like, I could do these workouts all the time. She's like, I'm so much fitter. And I was like, okay. So it's funny. So we actually joked about having a Mayhem Zoom class. Just call it the Zoom class, not even being on Zoom.
Oh, yeah.
But just call it the Zoom class because it's those type of workout. Basically, it's just boot camp. That's what these are. Is similar to that.
I think it's been, what are you thinking? It's been so popular. There's been lots of people that have come online and watched and YouTube.
So we'll
you gonna keep doing that maybe? Or
after this, we've talked about doing some live stuff, continue with the live stuff, not nearly the load that we're doing right now because it's just draining, being on for that and that multiple times and people watching you work out and all that stuff. And
Rich, work out right now.
Man,
stop answering questions.
You weren't here on Friday. By Friday, we're just shot. Like we've done, 4, 7, 8 live workouts, live videos, throughout the week, and it's
a lot.
It's a lot. And so by Friday, we're just spent, and we're doing some normal training on top of that. And people we're talking and we're stalling like we do. That's the hardest part about some of this stuff too, is like you can't do your normal like, oh, let's meet at 3 and we don't start working out till 4:30 or 5 o'clock. You know, like we're warming up, moving around, trying to get those things. You can't do that now. It's like you want to try to get kind of going, but on Friday it just turned into a, lack of better terms, a shit show. And so we're trying to answer questions and not warming up, and finally people are like, are you guys going to work out or not? And you're just like, this is a completely free, we're doing this out of the goodness of our, like, it was like, dance, monkey, dance. It's like, it reminded me of the kid in Wedding Crashers. He's like, make me a bicycle clown. You know,
that's right.
You know, with
It
Vince
felt
Vaughn
like
out of the
that.
balloons. And Vince Vaughn is like, I don't want to make this, but I'm going to. Like, it was just, I don't know, it really struck a nerve, and I think it was just the fact that it was later in the week, and
we
we're
were all
already
tired.
shot, and somebody's just like, are you going to work out or what? I'm like, if you know what the workout is, like we wrote everything on the board. If you want to start, go ahead and start. If you're trying to do it with us, then go ahead and start. If not, like...
Yeah, towards the end of the week, it's patience for like any sort of like mean comment or like...
Oh, Dre, did you bring me a brand new CrossFit Mayhem shaker?
Fancy.
Thanks, man. I'll take this brand new shaker and set it right here.
Tasia, how many times have you been either asked on a date or asked,
Not that
proposed?
many, Jim.
I think I heard like 7 or 8
it's
at least.
one.
It's not promising.
It's an
It is a
average of
lot.
3 each time we do a live stream.
The creepy one for me was somebody said to her, what do you look like with your hair down?
Yeah, that was
I was
a
like,
little much.
that's creepy.
Yeah, that's a little
Someone
much.
wanted to see my feet.
Yeah.
And I actually was like, I lost a toenail. My big toe is like completely gone.
Sure.
I'm like, maybe I should just show them that.
Yeah.
Well, what's crazy is like you see the comments on the side, and somebody was like harassing her.
That's true.
And then I had a guy that was just like, F you, Rich, F you, like every other comment.
Yeah.
And it would hide it because it won't,
Right.
like if YouTube thinks it's explicit, it'll like hide it. And then it was like, why are you afraid of Matt Fraser? Like, blah, 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 F you, Rich. Like just kept going on. I was like, bro, chill out, man. What's your obsession?
Yeah. We're just doing a dumbbell workout
Yeah,
here.
like calm down, man.
There's definitely
Seriously.
people signing on just to like be
Hate.
mean.
Yeah, just a troll.
Just awful. We blocked a couple people. It was like some guy was like, what's the address to this gym so I can go show these people what fitness is about? And then he made some other negative comment, and Dre was like, good, now you're gone, blocked.
Yeah. I heard him say something about you're in timeout.
Oh yeah,
That's
Chris.
half the fun, though.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It
That's
is.
good times.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for giving somebody a hard time, but
Yeah.
don't be an asshole.
Right.
Yeah.
That's 2 swear words in one.
Well, Kristin and I were talking about how. Can you imagine getting blocked and now just trying to type something again?
Yeah.
And then not being
How
able
mad
to
would you be
go on?
after you just go on here like you live to just harass like
Yep.
the people that are on there?
What if you were just like, I don't know, being stupid, and you really actually like the people, but you just made one bad comment and now you're blocked?
Yeah.
That's
too
what you
bad.
get.
That's
your
right.
fault. Hey, speaking of Mayhem Athlete,
Oh.
we're still giving away M30 and M60 to all members who sign up for any, yes, I said any, of our programs. These are no equipment and minimal equipment workout programs. We're also doing free live class with me
An echo.
every morning to begin the day for all programs except for M30 and Mayhem Accessories. Those are Tuesday, Thursday with Tasia and Kristin. M30 is still free for 40 days if you use the code M30 if money is tight and you want to try it out first. In case you guys were wondering.
Good to know. I was actually.
And the letter of the day is
And today is brought to you by the letter N.
For Nest.
Nest.
Or Nest.
That's Lakeland. She's
She did a great job.
got some,
Yeah.
she's
I
doing
was
some.
like, Rich, what are you doing?
So we're trying to go back. We're going back and forth between the homeschool thing. We won't homeschool her full, school career. But while I'm still competing and we're traveling a lot, I'd like to. If she wants to go with us, she goes with us. So our babysitter right now is doing a little bit of summer tutoring just to see how it'll. She's about to go to tech, and so she's working with Lakeland to see how it's going to work out and see if it's something we're going to keep doing. And so there's good days and bad days. Been some mostly more bad days than good. But Lakeland's a Spitfire. She takes after her mother. She's got no filter.
Yeah.
So it's been interesting to hear some of the stories.
Well, she told me this morning, you can tell she's thinking because she goes, hey, your gym and this is a gym.
Ah.
And I was like, yeah, and how do you spell those? And she didn't. She was like, and I'm
Peace,
like,
dude.
I was like, JIM and GYM. And she was like, processing it. You could tell she was back there working with her.
Yeah. She's trying to, she's connecting some dots.
Yeah.
The funny thing is like, you'll hear her either talking to Violet or Trice and trying to teach them stuff, and she'll say her numbers correctly or ABCs correctly, top to bottom, can count to 20. But you ask her, and she's like 1, 3, 7, 14, and I'm just like, come on, Lakeland. And then she just doesn't want it. Like, in front of you, she won't do it. I don't know what her deal is. So
the best was this morning when you were stretching and she snuck up behind you and
she got me a little bit.
What, she scared you?
Oh, I was just like, whoa, what was that? Like, she was right in my ear.
Well, when you were stretching your hamstrings and she piled on your back.
Yeah. I was doing like this split stretch, and my back's already a little tight, and she just hops on my back, and I'm like, you're gonna rip my quad or my hamstrings. And she goes, well, you're my dad. Like that means I have no idea what that means.
She like looked at him like, I can do what I want. You are my dad.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
I was like, all right, sure thing.
She just owned it.
Yeah, that's what she does.
It's good stuff. I don't miss at all. I mean, we're at the spot where we're thinking about grandkids would be cool.
Yeah.
But I look at you sometimes,
man.
and that's why I laugh, because I'm just like, wow, I remember that.
Man, the hardest part of ours is they're so close together, the little two.
Right.
And then Lakeland's no help whatsoever. She's getting to where she kind of helps some days if she feels like it, but most days she makes everything worse with those two because she just wants to she just picks at Trice. But then she'll pick on Trice, she'll love on Violet, and then she doesn't want Violet in her things. And then Trice and Violet are just like into everything, and they're both doing the same thing, trying to trash everything. It's like I get home, and you ever seen Cheaper by the Dozen? Mm-hmm. You know their front yard? That's what our front yard looks like. There's just toys everywhere, and you put them back in, and next thing you know, they're all out again, and you're just like, why are we doing this? So like last night, and most nights I'll just look at my watch, look if it's supposed to rain, and then I'll walk outside and clean everything up, because if it's not, I just leave it out, because it's going to get back out. The other day I was working out in the barn on Saturday. I was by myself, and I was like, I could see Trice, and Hillary was in the house. Trice and Violet are kind of playing in the driveway right there, and Violet goes inside. So I set the bike up because most of the workout was most time was on the bike, so I could see. And so I was doing this. I did a 1,000-meter bike, 20 handstand push-ups, 1,000-meter bike, 100-foot handstand walk every 7 minutes. And one of the sets, I look up, and Trice has the hose, and it's going everywhere, and he can't stop it. And so on my rest, I had to run up to the house. It's like if we're getting maybe a minute 30, minute 40 rest, I had to run up to the house, turn off the water, because he was just left the water and ran in the house. And so I come back down. As soon as I come back down, it was like 57, 58, and right into 7 minutes. So I was like, gosh dang it. And so, but it's just like he's always just into something, just trashes everything.
That's nuts.
I can just picture him holding the
Yeah, like
line.
this.
Yeah, exactly. Seeing it from afar, too.
What did I do?
And then just leaving it.
Yeah,
It's
okay,
just like water
Can't fix
pouring
it.
out.
Walk away.
Yeah. I'm like, Trice, turn off the water. And he just looks at me and runs in the house. Gosh.
He cracks me up.
How does that affect you guys? Because you see the kids, you're not married yet, all
It's
of
a
that.
lot of work.
No kids.
Yeah.
When I babysit them for an hour, they're great kids, obviously. I'm like,
No, they're
this
not
is so
great
much
kids.
hard work.
They're not great kids.
Trice
They're
is like,
awesome
try
kids.
to do something, Violet's want to do something else, and you're like,
They're so hard. They're awesome. They're so much fun. But
I just have respect for you and Hillary that you guys.
it's chaos. It's anytime people are like, hey, could you do something, whatever, around, because I've had a couple since all this is going on, so they want Reebok Australia wants us to get on this athlete call and do a Skype where people can get in, or a Zoom or whatever. And they're like, well, but it'd have to be 7 p.m. your time. And I'm like, no. You realize that's bath time, trying to get kids calmed down. If I was to bail on that, trying to help out with that, I'm not going to live that down for another week. So I try to just, it's no go. And so it's tough. It's infinitely easier. On Mondays right now, my mom always she alternates weeks with my sister's daughters, my nieces, and she'll take Lily one week, Emma the next on Monday night, and they just stay with my mom, and just to have some one-on-one time. And Lakeland loves it, so my mom's been taking Lakeland too now, and so when we have two of them, you're just kind of this is nice. Mm-hmm. It's one-on-one, and if one falls asleep, like Trice last night, he's really into YouTube right now. He won't watch YouTube Kids. It's got to be YouTube, and he loves lawnmowers, tractors. We watched last night for 30 minutes we watched some guy pull up. He's a landscaper. He pulls up to this overgrown yard, and we watched this guy just it was really actually cool, actually. After I started watching, just clean up this whole yard.
Right.
And Trice just lays on the floor with his blanket, or his night-night is what he calls it, and then just falls asleep on the floor. And you're just like, all right, dude, here we go. And when one goes to sleep, it's just peace.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's nuts because this is totally one of those things where when you hear people talk about what it's going to be like to have children and what they're going to do, from my perspective, having gone through it, or anybody who's gone through it.
You're not going to do that.
And then what you're really going to do?
Yeah. I'll never raise my voice at my kids.
Right.
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 I'll never do what my parents did. And,
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you how many times I've said, knock it off.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
Right.
My kids don't even know what that means. My dad said it all the time, and it's a go-to.
Yeah.
It's like, knock it off.
Yeah.
And they'd have no idea what there's just so many things that and then the whole like, our kids will never sleep in the bed. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
The two girls sleep in the bed with Hillary. I sleep on a mattress in the floor. Like,
right.
Come on.
The other big thing is like, you want to do what you want to do.
That's gone.
Like, well, I'm talking about from raising your children the way you want to raise them.
Oh,
and that gets really important. Yeah. And on the other side of it, you're like, you know what? I'm not really interested in what you think about raising my kids.
Nope.
I kind of want to do it my way,
Yeah.
And that's something you don't really realize that kind of hits you.
Everybody
later,
always has an opinion, too.
Right.
And they're like,
I don't give parenting advice.
Yeah.
No.
Because I'm not a parent.
Yeah, I know that I don't have enough patience for like an hour. Like, I can't even imagine.
And that's the one thing you don't realize is how much free time you have until you have, like, I couldn't tell you the last time I was just, when I was doing something that wasn't at home, I wasn't worried about, hey, I need to get home and, I feel bad when I'm gone doing something and Hillary has more than 2 kids. Like if she has all 3, I'm like, okay, I got to get back. We've been turkey hunting a lot, especially in the mornings on the weekends. And me and Matt, I'm like, all right, when I get that text that she's awake, I'm like, okay, we got to start heading back here pretty soon. But because you just feel bad because it's chaos. It's hard, but it's awesome.
I was talking to a dude he's in Arizona and he's got 5 boys.
Can't imagine.
And they're like 6 to 11 or whatever.
It's Darren's family, basically.
Yeah, and he's just like, and he's a cool guy.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine that's Trice
times 5.
And now his oldest one's in this spot where he's like they want to run, wrestle, dive, and he's like, he will hurt me. Yeah. Like I actually have to like physically pay attention because he's big enough now that if he comes off the couch over the coffee table and onto my back,
it's gonna hurt.
It's gonna snap my neck.
Yeah.
So he's at home during this COVID thing, and there's no baseball, there's no.
Nothing to get energy out.
Yeah. They go to jiu-jitsu. There's no jiu-jitsu going on. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, they go out to the pool. Like they literally, he forces them into the backyard, into the pool, and says, get into the water. It's not heated yet, Dad. I don't care. Like for 2 hours, you will be out here.
That's actually a really good thing because I feel like as a kid, that was one of the few things that like wore me out and made me hungry was like going swimming.
Yeah.
Like playing in the water.
I now realize
like the only thing.
Part of the reason I'm so competitive is because in the summers, all my aunts and uncles had ponds in Michigan, so you swim in your ponds. And so there was always, all right, let's race around the pond and see who's the fastest. And at the time, I was like, they want to see which one of us like is the best. They didn't give a crap about who's the best. They just wanted us to be tired, Or like, hey, let's see who can swim across the pond the fastest. Yeah. Or hey, let's ride our bikes around the pond and see. Like so many times. And at the time, you're thinking, I'm. Like they really care that I win. They didn't give a crap. Like the other day, we're sitting in front of the house, and the kids are kind of running out. I just got in from hunting, and it was a beautiful morning, and so kids are kind of playing on the porch, and they're getting, where they're fighting each other. I'm like, hey, Lakeland. And she's starting to get to where I'm like, I'm going to time you. How long does it take you to get around the house? And she's like, all right. And so she would do it. Well, then Trice would go, 1, 2, 3, and then it would take him like an hour to get around the house. But he'd come running, and Violet would do it, and she's like, does this run, but she's walking. Like, but her arms are moving, but she's literally just doing this. It's so funny.
It's awesome, because you're like, cool. I'm wearing you out.
Yeah.
I had 2 brothers, and, it was crazy around our house, too. And I was the older brother, so I had, even though I wasn't that much older, I still had I'm the older brother. So I could pick on both of them.
Nice.
And kind of lord it over them, so to speak, until they got a little older and they figured it out. Mm-hmm. But I remember getting a fight one time with them, and my dad had it, and he bought boxing gloves and brought the boxing gloves home. And I was all excited because I thought it was me and my brothers. And
you and Dad?
No, my mom. So he puts the gloves on me, and he's like, I'm tired of you hitting on your brothers. I have told you, you know. And I would have been a little intimidated by my dad, you know. But my mom, she's a little small, kind of little. But my mom is the most competitive person on the planet.
Really?
So he puts the gloves on my mom, and I don't know how old I was, maybe 9, 10 or whatever. And I'm looking at my mom like, okay, old lady, get ready to take you down. And she beat the living crap out of me. I mean, jab, you know, just like bang, knocking me down. And she's like, get up. My dad's like, get up, you know, like, and
it
made me cry, hurt my nose. Like, you
that.
keep beating on your brothers. You and your mom are squaring off.
We used to wrestle so hard. My dad, I remember my mom was saying, like, people would come over for dinner or whatever, and it was always like after dinner you'd wrestle. Dad trying to tire us out. And my dad beat me, but beat the crap out of me while we wrestle. And they were like, they do this? And she's like, every night, just beat the crap out of me. And then I would wrestle with mom, and she would beat me. And then finally one time I actually hurt her when I got to like probably 10, 11, something like that. She like hurt her knee, and she's like, ah! That was the last time me and mom wrestled. And then Dad finally gave up too because I got bigger than him. But we used to wrestle all the time, every night. And so so Hillary gets so stressed out when the kids wrestle. And I try to police it as much as I can. I'm like, no, it's all ground game. No getting up. Like, you know, no punching. If somebody's,
no eye gouge.
If somebody's done, like Trice or Violet gets done, then that's the hard part is once they get so jacked up, Lakeland wants to keep going. Well, so the other day, Lakeland's being a turd. She's just in this like stage where she's just her and Hillary just butt heads and they're fighting. Well, she's supposed to go with my mom. She has her bag packed. Well, she's being a brat to Hillary. So Hillary's trying to use the like, well, if you don't straighten up, you're not going with your grandma or with Mimi. Well, Lakeland has her bag packed. Well, Trice gets in it and just starts ripping everything out. So Lakeland comes in and she grabs the bag from him, like pushes him. Trice jumps on her and like grabs her by the neck. And I'm like, oh! And Hillary's, see, this is your fault. This is your fault. You're making him mean. And I'm like, he's just defending himself. Like I thought it was good, you know?
Right.
It was but just to see Trice like flip a switch and Lakeland's crying because Trice is like, hell no, I've had enough.
Yeah.
And jumps on her, like he grabbed her earring, I think, when he went to grab her, but he grabbed her by the throat and has her pinned down. And I'm like, whoa, okay, bro, easy on the testosterone.
You used to like tell Lake when she was little, like your day's coming, girl.
And this was one of those times where he just like, he was, because she ran up and just pushed him and he was like, and turns on her. It was so fun. Like people are going to freak out because, you know, we're not pacifists around our house.
No, you're not doing anything wrong. It's awesome.
It was so fun. Like, just to see that, like, killer instinct come out of him where he was like, that's enough. And so it was funny because usually he's the one that's kind of like, oh, you know, stop, don't do that, you know, because he's young and little. And I'm hard on him. I'm harder on him than I am with the girls for sure, too.
It's interesting, huh?
Yeah, it's hard. I feel bad sometimes where I'm like, I've been trying to do a better job of that. Because I don't know what it is. I mean, I think it's just the boy-girl thing. It's as bad as it sounds. I think it's just easier to be harder. I'm like, I'll just catch myself. Like, he'll do something. I'm whap, back of the head. I'm like, what are you doing? And then I'm like, what am I doing? You know?
Right.
So.
I always thought maybe that if I would have had boys, maybe I would have probably been too hard on them. Because at least, honestly, you know, with the girls, like I tried to think. I tried to be a thinker more. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
You know, slow down a little bit. And with the boy, maybe I would have had higher expectations. But
it's kind of crazy. Like he's attached to my hip and like my shadow. And Hillary gets so mad because at night when he wants to go to bed, like he wants Dad. He wants to cuddle with Dad. He wants to, because we lay down and watch a movie or whatever. And she's like, come cuddle with Mom. And he's like, no. And she gets so mad. So mad. So I don't know.
I got to be careful how I said. I don't mean higher expectations because I had high expectations.
Yeah.
But maybe I would have tried to live me in him a little bit.
Yeah. That makes sense.
You know, like
I don't ever. That's one thing I want to make sure. My dad never did that to me. Never, you know, put any type. Actually, I feel like in some areas I wish my dad would have pushed me more. In sport, like I don't know how to explain it. You know, like there was times where I wanted to do more sports and stuff. Like wanted to try different things. I wanted to race so bad as a kid. Like we rode four-wheelers a lot, and I wanted to race four-wheelers. It was probably a safety thing, money thing. My dad was like, no, we're not going to do that. And I'm just like, man, I wanted to do that so bad. Like that was just something that we, you know, we did. And but my dad never once was like, son, let me show you this. Let me, do that. And it was great. I think
it's a big deal. Like, I've been around a lot of youth sports and been on some boards, and
my dad wouldn't coach. My dad was like, I'm not going to be that dad. I don't want you to be that kid that's, well, he's only playing because his dad's the coach. My dad coached first base the second year that I ever played baseball, and he was like, I'm not doing that ever again. Mm-hmm. He's like, 'cause I just don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want to have that,
that overparent.
The political, because small towns, you get some political stuff. He was like, no, I don't want that. And so
it's cool because who
great.
you are came out of you. It was your deal. You made it happen. My dad was the same way. I can literally remember playing football. My dad knew nothing about sports. I mean, like zero. He was not an athletic guy. And we're on offense. I just got done carrying the football. Mm-hmm. And my dad's yelling, go defense. I can remember hearing that and just being embarrassed. Like, he knew nothing. But he supported me.
You.
He was like, man, you go do what you want to do.
That's the way my dad was.
Yeah.
It's great.
What about you? You're just quiet.
Both of you guys we're kind of taking over the whole thing.
Yeah, no, my mom supported me a lot.
You were super competitive, gymnastics was.
Yeah, super competitive. She always, she pushed us to pursue what we wanted to pursue. Like, we all started in gymnastics, and then I was the only one who stayed in it. Like, Tamar ended up doing, like, swim, Mikhail did diving, and Zach did, like, theater and arts type thing. So she just wanted us doing something. So we weren't just, like, sitting at home. But, yeah, definitely.
When did you start gymnastics?
When I was 5.
Because you did it all the way through college.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Brittany tried to do gymnastics when she was little, and we took her there, but all she wanted to do was just run around and be on her own program and flip in the pit and do all that. She didn't want to be disciplined.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. We were just talking about it because it's like I've been competing since I was like 5 years old. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I don't even know like what life is without having that.
Yeah.
So.
And you're still doing it.
Yeah.
Which is
still
cool.
Going. Yeah. I mean, but so that's 5 to, how old am I? 29.
Did you take any break between college competing?
I after I graduated is like that's when I started finding CrossFit, which I had no plans to compete in CrossFit. So there's like maybe like a gap year of like a year, but then I did the open like right when I started. Yeah. So it was like low grade competition because I was just like, oh, I'm doing it for fun. Yeah. And then I'm like, ah.
How did you find CrossFit when you got done?
Someone invited me to do a scaled partner competition. And I was like, well, I should probably like go and do CrossFit before I just do this competition. He's like, no, fine. You can just like hop in. I was like, I should try it. Right. And so I joined a gym. And
wow.
Awesome.
That was it.
And then you were volleyball?
Yeah, I played like everything when I was a kid though. Like played like on a boys team with baseball. My dad was like never wanted to be the coach either, which was cool. Yeah. He was always there, but like not same thing. Didn't want to be the coach. He also I think he only did golfing like in high school. So he wasn't really like big into sports when he was younger. And then my mom was just like, yeah, just play anything you want to play. So everything when we were a kid. And then with like the kids on the block, we just like
always
played sports.
Yep.
And then I played a lot of softball through high school and then eventually quit that just to do volleyball year round. Because I played club and they were just like, you got to drop everything and only do volleyball.
It's crazy.
But I loved volleyball so much. I was like,
yeah, I'll do
whatever.
it. Yeah, I was the same way with baseball.
And it was like 4 or 5 hours a day, every day.
Were you a setter?
School.
What do they call all that?
No, I was a defensive specialist because I was short. Back row only.
Okay.
Back row only?
Yeah.
Bandero? What is it? Or no, what do they call that?
Libero.
Yep. I don't really think about that.
Good times.
But what the heck is a bandero? I don't know. Car?
A bandero? I think that's a cross between a
bandana?
A bandana and a bandito.
I like it.
Talking about Spanish, not knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Mexican outlaw and a bandana.
There you go.
Isn't that a bandito?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about here.
Name,
Once again, I'm a dumbass, people. Go on with your lives.
Yeah, me too.
Welcome.
Yeah, I wish I would have played more sports. I got caught up in the whole baseball thing and just kind of stuck. I mean, I loved it.
Yeah,
like, no part of me. And I did play a bunch of other sports, not organized. I just wish I would have played more. Once I got to college, I got burnt out from baseball and then being a firefighter. And then we played intramurals. I loved intramurals. They were super competitive, like way more competitive than it needed to be. And we used to do all kinds of like state tournaments and regional tournaments and national tournaments. We won a couple state tournaments, which was kind of cool, and then regional tournaments, and then always just kind of did in the national tournament. We'd either get beat by like the eventual national champions just because we were stupid or something like that.
Right.
But we had a good time. So.
I would have liked to played hockey. Hockey wasn't a thing.
I loved hockey.
Same.
For us growing up.
Yeah.
But man,
roller
that
hockey
would have been cool.
Yeah, we
got
played
some
roller
rollerblades.
hockey
We can play out back.
Man.
Can you skate?
I can.
All right. Well, I'll bring them. We can play out back.
I can skate on rollerblades.
Yeah. That's the only thing that sucks about gymnastics is like you have to be all or nothing. Yeah. There's like no like in between. Because I think I would have really liked to do like pursuit track, not for distance, like long jump, triple jump, and like.
I think you've been an incredible pole vaulter or something like that.
I tried pole vault. It is terrifying.
It is terrifying, but I feel like you've been really good at it.
Maybe I don't know, but it was like it's really hard running with that pole.
It is really hard.
I respect them.
One of the coolest things I ever saw in sports was Simplot Games, Idaho. I was in high school. Kid was the U.S. record holder in the pole vault. I don't remember how high it was. Runs down, pole snaps. So he's all the way up and committed and whatever. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Pole snaps. He falls on his back. And the whole crowd's just silent. Like, what's going to happen? He goes down, gets another pole. And goes again and then breaks the junior national record. Really? The place goes crazy. What? And I just remember, like, you are the man. Yeah. Like, that's craziness,
Yeah. That's crazy. That's what you got to do, though. The faster, like, if you're not seriously hurt, because in gymnastics, too, like, if you, like, hit your head or, like, split the beam or something, it's like the faster you can get up and do it again is the better, because then you start to get in your head.
Less scared,
Yeah, and then you're like,
How old were you guys when, like, Mary Lou Retton, was that her name?
Yeah.
When she won, that was like a cool moment in sports, too. Was it the vault where she got a 10 or whatever?
I can't remember, honestly. She was like a little bit
before your
my
day.
time.
She's like 50, like my age. Sorry. That's back in the videotape
like
days.
Videotape? Did you watch it on
videotape?
Videotape?
Yeah.
On CBS Wide World of Sports?
Yes. Kurt Gowdy.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. You guys don't even know what I'm talking about.
Hey. You guys know I've been using the RP Diet app for a while now. It really helps me focus on my training and not worry about what I'm eating. We've been pretty busy around here pumping out these workout videos on YouTube. Know what I mean?
YouTubes.
YouTubes.
So if you're trying to lose fat, gain muscle, or improve your performance, search the RP Diet app in the App Store. Use referral code Froning to save 30% on your subscription. Don't forget to find them on Instagram at RP Strength. But serious, it's a pretty cool app, and I actually like RP Strength a lot. It's actually helped me a ton. So
that's a good tool.
Yeah, it's been good just to know what I'm eating, when I'm supposed to eat. Granted, I don't really follow my template on the times per se because of the intermittent fasting, but trying to get all those calories in has been huge. Just for years, I quit and wasn't eating enough. I shouldn't say quit, but I wasn't eating enough and taking care of myself. So feel good. RP Strength, check them out. Speaking of that, I made those DoubleTree. DoubleTree put out their like cookie recipe. Did you guys see that?
No.
Oh,
you ever had
the hotel
cookies? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are amazing. Good.
I made them on Saturday, and they're pretty delicious. The hard part is,
how did you find the recipe?
I get on Apple News all the time because I try to get off Twitter and I'm trying to get off Instagram so much for scrolling, which I mean, news isn't any better because it's all BS anyway. But I saw that on there that they released the recipe.
That's the news we need to hear.
They are good.
I'll
send you guys the rest. I sent it to Jim.
I'm in the middle of battling. I haven't had sweets in like 2 weeks, and he sends me this text.
They were so good. The hard
Do they have nuts in them?
Yeah,
walnuts. That's good.
But it's like,
And then the recipe.
Perfect.
So I got into the car.
It's the first time I've ever baked anything in my life.
Really?
Yeah. I grill a lot. I can cook pretty decent, but I've never baked anything. And so I was like, all right, here we go. Pulled out the old KitchenAid mixer that's been used once in the last 5 years and went to town. It turned out pretty good, though.
Those are great cookies.
You say everyone's baking right now, too. It's the thing.
They were good. And then apparently Disney's, when it come out and released, they have an incredible grilled cheese at Toy Story Land. They released how to make that. Their churros, their cookie fries, and then the Dole Whip. They've released all that stuff. So
time to gain 10 pounds.
Oh, I haven't eaten yet today, so I'm dying.
I know, me too. We got 14 minutes, and we're only, 30 minutes into the podcast, so I'm going to be a little late on the old food today. But, yeah, it's pretty cool.
I've been going to Chick-fil-A too much lately, too.
There's no such thing as too much Chick-fil-A. Blasphemy. It's one of the healthier choices when it comes to fast food, I think. That Chipotle.
It is good.
Go-tos.
I love Chipotle. We do that once a week, twice a week. I was seriously concerned here in Cookville, like they got a Chipotle, and that was like so cool.
Yeah.
And I'm worried that there wasn't enough people going there and it would close.
Yeah.
But I think they're doing all right. I keep asking them when I go in, hey, how you guys doing? How are the numbers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's it'll stay. Everybody I talk to eats there.
But it's like never packed. Like Chipotle back where I used to live, there's like a line out the door all the time.
Yeah, but there's probably population density's a little different.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
That and COVID. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, COVID.
I've done more Starbucks than I have in a long time because I like the nitro.
Oh, yeah. Nitro's good.
I really like that nitro.
I want to get nitro here.
I want to get that. I can't wait till the coffee shop opens here.
Yeah.
We interviewed a guy this week, so we'll see.
That's awesome. Yep. I had a client. I gave a can of coffee.
Gave it to him in the can?
I gave it to him in the can.
Nice.
Yeah.
He like it in the can?
He liked it in the can right out in the parking lot out there. And
he asked it for the can. Asked for it in the can again. Didn't he?
He just asked for it, and I told him he was going to get it right there in the parking lot. But he's not a coffee guy, and he really liked it.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, it's good.
Tasia,
get your mind out of the gutter, Tasia.
That commercial.
Good dude's coffee.
I know. It was
The commercial
really good.
was so good.
It was funny.
I watched it 1,000 times. Matt was so funny.
Yeah, he did a really good job.
Actually, Senior was my favorite. I liked his.
Yeah, if he had a shirt that fit him.
No, Seniors was the best.
He was
Him
hilarious.
and
Ben's was good.
Ben's
staring off into the.
He's like a natural born actor.
You did good too. Yours was good.
It was believable.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Too believable, actually.
Yeah,
when you talk about that.
I was telling them I literally called my mom.
Mom, I'm so sorry.
I was like, this commercial is so funny. We had so much fun doing it. It was so fun. And then when Rich posted up, I was like, Mom, did you watch this commercial? How do you feel about it?
That's so good. You were genuinely concerned after you finished.
Because it's obviously a joke, but there's going to be people out there that, just take it the wrong way. Get your mind out of the gutter.
It's perfect.
We're talking about coffee.
It was good.
Yeah, we're having fun.
Yep.
Being silly.
Allowed to have fun.
We are. That's all good.
Contrary to popular belief.
Seniors putting up more counter space too when we walked out yesterday for the coffee shop. Those would look awesome.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah.
The whole wood grain.
Yeah. Does he do that or is?
He kind of does the finish part of it.
That's
he'll,
awesome.
Seal it and do all that stuff. We have another guy that they do the. Well, Dad made this table.
No kidding.
Yep. But the next step
That's
is
cool.
getting some buffalo pictures, bison pictures in there, and then I think hopefully, depending on this thing being lifted, probably middle of May-ish, end of May-ish, it'll be ready and rocking and ready to go. So
that's awesome.
It'll really be our home away from home.
Yeah.
I know.
Be spending too much time.
I'm really excited about it. I had been going to some other local coffee shops, and I just it's kind of old for me. So
what's kind of nice here too is we have those rooms that you can, separate yourself a little bit so you're not out with.
Is that what the rooms in the back are going to kind of be?
Yeah, there's like a bigger conference room, so you could put probably 8 to 10 people in there and have an actual work meeting, and then we'll probably put some of those smaller tables in the other 2 rooms to where you could rent those out and have your own little work office area. So
that's awesome.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that space is perfect for that.
Yeah.
For just the
and
whole
then it'd be nice to have members, and then we're talking about putting smoothie options in there too. So post workout, you could, members could get stuff, or we could get stuff. Or,
Genius.
I've already come over most every Sunday morning early when I'm just working on mindset stuff and hang out in there. It's quiet.
It's a good
nice.
spot.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Lights, low lights.
I can't wait to run the machine. I don't even know what it's called.
Espresso machine.
Espresso machine. Things like you could talk to the space shuttle.
I'm not huge into espresso yet.
Space station.
I like black coffee, but espresso, it tastes a little bitter to me.
Do you like Americano though when you add some water?
It's okay. I like a pour over, or AeroPress is still my favorite. I would like to try that Elemental Beverage Company. That does the can, that puts it in the can. Everybody gets it in the can.
Wow, they made it living.
They have
at
a machine that snap chills coffee, so it's like that. The pitcher. It's the same company, but they have a machine that goes on top of the counter, and you pour the coffee in, and it somehow
Genius.
Cools it fast.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we would do iced coffee. And so they're going to send us one of their prototypes for us to try it here. So looking forward to that.
I'm in.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not
great.
giving up caffeine. I'm just not.
No.
That's going to be my thing still.
Yeah, exactly.
I switched to tea for a bit, and it was not the same. I still like tea.
I still like, though, how you tried to, pawn it up. Like, yeah, it's good. I don't know.
It is good.
I think it's just as good as coffee.
No, it's not as good as coffee. But if you can't
fake
drink
news.
coffee, having something as a substitute like tea.
I know, but you were like trying to be like, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
But to be fair, it was impressive that you just gave it up for like what, a month and a half?
More than that, yeah. It was like 3 months.
3 months? Holy
anything
cow.
from my Viome. Zero.
Well, my Viome told me drink all the coffee you want.
Yeah. Mine told me
That's
not
all
to
the
eat,
news you need to
not
hear.
to eat peppers. I love peppers. It told me I can eat celery and stuff. I have an allergic reaction to celery and carrots.
This is not good.
Like my mouth breaks out in hives and my throat swells.
Well,
and it was like, no, go ahead.
You're
These
close
are
to death.
superfoods for you.
Well, you had a weird test.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you didn't do something right.
Because
Probably at the
Ellie got
beginning.
hers back, and she said she's had good results
Really?
from taking out some stuff.
But I don't have any stomach problems. So
Yeah, so
Yeah. There's
You're
that
fine.
too.
I'm completely regular. I don't have any problems.
Must be nice.
I'm good. Nothing really hurts my stomach. It didn't say I couldn't have milk, but I'm still doing the whole almond milk thing. My knee feels better. I'm not sure if it's from that or from inflammation or whatever.
What do you put milk in? What do you
Protein.
eat? Oh, protein.
And I like milk is a comfort food. Comfort food for me. Like I pass by the fridge and I'm thirsty. I take a pull out of the jug.
You like vanilla or
Like whole milk is
No.
usually what I drink. Oh,
Almond
I've just been
milk.
drinking unsweetened almond milk.
and you
I
just
will
mix
do
it
the
with your protein powder, shake it up?
Yep. I will do the unsweetened vanilla. It's good. I figured out actually because I had that banana almond milk. It was delicious, but it's only at Publix, so I'm not going all the way over to Publix. Usually I just drive home past Food Line. And what I found though is if you just blend up a banana in there, it's just almost identical. It's really good. So that's what I've been doing is the Advocare Body Lean protein with almond milk and one banana.
That sounds good.
that is like the best tasting protein.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And with that banana and with almond milk, and you put it in a blender, it's delicious. Like
do you
just a
do
little-
protein? Do you use protein? Yeah.
I do. I use Advocare when I have it, it's really good.
I have some at the house for you guys, so whatever you want.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
really
the reds
good.
That
and
is
greens.
really
I was
good.
taking, and then I just got out of the habit of it. It tastes like dirt. Reds and just,
It's like you get used
Greens
to
are
it
never,
though.
like-
You're like, I'm
No.
drinking health.
no, you don't.
Yeah, you have
don't
to
ever
tell
get used
yourself
to it.
that so you'll keep drinking it.
If you mix it with like BCAAs,
I
Oh,
mix
that's a
it
good idea.
with
Sounds
about
bad.
this much water,
Right.
just to get it over with.
greens and reds, both in it. Shake it up, and one pull done.
smart.
That's also smart.
So
Do you guys have a food that you try to eat but you just hate and you know you should eat? Like sweet potatoes. I cannot stand sweet potatoes, and I
Sweet
try
potato
so
fries.
hard.
Even with like the
I
craze
like sweet
that
potatoes.
happened.
The only way I like them is like the way my mother-in-law makes them, and it's like dessert
With
where it has
marshmallows.
almonds and marshmallows. and I just
you're
can't.
talking about sweet potato casserole.
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh, it's so good.
sweet potato casserole.
Whoever
So
made
good.
that at Thanksgiving this year, was that you? That
So
was so
good.
good.
I'm telling you, my freaking love sweet potato casserole.
But Kristen's always buying sweet potatoes, and it's microwave one or whatever, and I just try, and I get about 3 bites in it, and I just can't
Put
do
like
it.
brown
Do you like
sugar or
sweet potato
cinnamon on it.
fries?
Butter.
I don't really like sweet potato fries. I don't
Butter
like
and
butter.
cinnamon? No?
I just can't do it.
Really?
Just throw it away.
I
Sour
love
cream?
it. I
Regular
love-
potatoes?
I love regular potatoes.
Yeah, I don't know. I would just
I like
not do
sweet
sweet
potatoes
potatoes. on
better.
it.
Yeah, I know, but I just keep telling myself I should.
It's really
Yeah.
like, they want to say that they're so much healthier. They're really not that much healthier. They're just different vitamins.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just more
not-
complex.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
even that much better for you, really.
I'm glad I asked that question because now I'm not going to do
Yeah,
it
you
ever
can just
again.
eat white ones.
Screw sweet potatoes.
Yeah, hell with you, sweet potatoes. Take that. Oh, Tasia's
There
leaving.
she
But then,
goes.
okay, like are sweet potatoes, I always get this mixed up. Sweet potatoes are the orange ones and yams are the white ones that are
See,
sweet.
I have no idea. I thought they were the
Yeah.
same thing until they're not.
Jim, have you ever had the
I-
white potatoes that are sweet?
No, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even know what a yam
I always
is.
get them confused. I don't know. There's different versions though, I guess.
Well, then there's like, what's the other one? New potatoes? Those small,
Yep.
like golden or
Yeah, like the
whatever.
gems or
Those are
whatever.
Like-
good. You
Those
cut
are
Russet
good.
potatoes? Is that what those are?
What
Like
are-
little cubed ones?
the little ones, and then
Just
you
like
dice
little,
them up. Or,
yeah, like little circular ones. They're like purple, different colors of purple sometimes.
What I really
Those are
prefer is potatoes that are waffle fries
from Chick-fil-A.
from Chick-fil-A.
And they're really good if they're just a little on the crispy, little
Oh,
on
yeah.
the well done side. Like some days and they're still good when they're not. But when I show up and I get a look in my bag and I see like a brown color, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a good day.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go Chick-fil-A after this. Actually,
I think I am too. I think I'll be right behind you.
the pull up the curbside is the best.
They're
You
geniuses.
order as soon as you leave here and you push I'm here when you get to the light.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time you get there, your food's almost walking
Oh,
out. You don't
that's
sit in
smart.
the line at the
They're polite. They're kind.
Insane. They're the best. They're the best.
Take your card right there, curbside.
It's the best. It's so good.
I think
you got the app, right?
I haven't done the app yet.
This isn't a shameless plug. This is a shameless plug, actually. The app.
Not a sponsor thing.
Dude, download the app.
Okay.
Because then you don't even put your card. You put your card information in, purchase. You don't do anything like that, and you get rewards.
Yeah.
I'm a Red member.
Okay.
I got invited to come tour the facility. I buy so much Chick-fil-A.
Oh.
That's so good.
Yeah.
The dude who owns Chick-fil-A here in Cookeville is an awesome human being.
Ben is the man. Ben Prine.
He's a stud.
Yep.
He's a good man. He
supports everything.
Yeah.
Great dude. Yeah.
When I was over at Tech, it was crazy. When I was at Tennessee Tech, and one of my responsibilities was to good job. Wow.
Yeah, I'm a Red member.
One of my responsibilities was to make sure there was food, for the trips and all that. And I just couldn't get anybody to be on time.
Right.
And we finally just forget about it. Ben gets everything on time. Chick-fil-A, it's good food. I just ordered Chick-fil-A, period.
The best.
That was it. Can you guys hear my stomach?
I'm getting there. I'm getting pretty hungry.
Starting to growl.
We did a lot of fitness this morning.
It's outstanding.
We did a lot of fitness yesterday. Kind of. That bar muscle up bike erg one sucked.
It was
way
gross.
worse than I anticipated.
Yeah, it was.
And then the rope climbs today, like the first part of it wasn't that terrible, and then the bike got my heart rate super high, and then the first 2 or 3 rope climbs wasn't bad, but the last 2 got really hard.
Yeah.
But
what were I actually meant to get here early enough to do the thrusters, but that looked horrible.
It was bad.
What was it? Single arm thrusters?
So you did 10 single arm thrusters, whichever side you want to start on. I usually start on my left, so I did 10, went to my right, did 10, and then you do max reps pull-ups, or we had people do bent over rows if they didn't have a pull-up bar in 1 minute and 15, and then you get a 45-second rest. So basically you're working for 1 minute 15 every 2 minutes, and I was getting about 13 to 12 strict pull-ups each time, so it was about 120 plus strict pull-ups.
Wow.
So a little excessive, but
yesterday's was a challenge too with Turkish get-ups after everything was over.
Turkish get-ups suck.
Oh my gosh, those are so
I've never really done them.
Really?
And anytime I do them, I'm like, these are so hard. So hard.
I had to force myself at the end just to go faster to get it over with.
Get them done? Yeah, holding that dumbbell up.
Yeah.
Just awful.
Because if you lay there and you breathe, and you're just holding it over, you're in trouble.
You're in trouble.
Yeah.
And it's always the first set after we finish the workout. It's infinitely harder than all the other ones because you're just
so
still out of
shaky
breath
and
you're just not quite there. And then my back is killing me. So, because that workout yesterday was awful.
Yeah.
So we did a version of the Support Your Local Box event 1, and it was hard. We did it twice, which was probably stupid.
10-minute AMRAP.
Rest 2, 10-minute AMRAP. Might have done maybe a 5-minute rest, but hey, we're known for overdoing stuff, so why not stick with it?
Why not keep overdoing it?
Yeah, now my back feels great. And then you guys did double press this morning on M30 workout.
Yep.
Which is the same movement.
Yeah. And we actually, didn't we do double press not yesterday but the day before?
On Friday we did.
Oh, Friday. That's what it was. Okay. Oh, yeah,
I
today's.
don't even know what day it is.
I know.
What year
It feels
is
like I've been doing those every day. And I like them, actually, the single arm ones, because it's like, you don't have reason to stop, but you don't have to go like, I don't know, I guess super fast. I don't know. But still, I feel like I've been doing these every day.
Yeah, I feel like we've been doing all these movements every day.
Yeah, that's true.
The hard part, especially if we're doing these like quarantine afternoon workouts. You're like, all right, what have we already hit? What are we gonna hit this week? And so it's trying to fit those in, and you still want to have good workouts, but you don't want to like. It's hard. There's a lot of reps of everything. That's the hard part.
Yeah,
too.
that too.
It's a lot of volume.
We don't do a ton of devil's press in our workouts.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling Dre this morning that single arm thruster is good. I like it. That's something that may stick around.
Right.
After all this is over, I kind of like that sync because it challenges the core a little bit, but you can keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you could do a dumbbell thruster, there's only so many you can do, and then you're done.
Yeah.
And so like the single arm, you can at least like go and then switch. When you start getting super fatigued, you just switch arms. And so I kind of like that.
It's really good for me because I'm limited with some of my range of motion. That's an issue for me. Mm-hmm. So doing stuff with the dumbbell really kind of frees me up a little bit.
Yeah. And it's been good to like just practice stuff where you're kind of out of balance or do single arm stuff, because I know my left, even though I'm right-handed, is way better than my right. And so doing things to make sure, because what happens sometimes with the barbell, that left will compensate for that right sometimes. Not a ton, but it can enough that you can actually, get some imbalances and stuff. So it's been good to do some of this stuff. It sucks, but it's been good.
Has there been any news as far as CrossFit Games might happen?
They released last week that their plan is to move forward with it, and the plan is to have it in Aromas. With no spectators. And I don't know if that includes teams or if it's only individuals. That's kind of what we're all waiting on. And I don't really know if they know that yet. And I don't even know if, is the state of California going to allow them to do that? Because, it is the state of California. So I don't think I need to explain that. But it's just, I don't know what's going to happen. So it's just, that's the hard part about all this. And like I said, I think we talked about it last week. It's definitely first world problems. Like, there's way more things that are worse going on in the world, but it's still kind of tough. Like, are we training for 2020 games? Are we training for 2020 games? Are we trying to stay healthy and, work on some things and it's off season, or are we still training to compete? That's the hard part. So a lot of moving parts, and I don't really know. And then that's the hard part, even if you do, individuals. So if it's only individuals and you're taking the top 20, say, from the Open, and how many, international athletes are even in that top 20? There's got to be at least 5 or 6.
That's what I was wondering.
Or more.
Yeah,
and
I don't even know.
They can't come into the country. They're not going to be able, because we were talking. You guys were talking about it with Royce. Like, Royce is in Australia. He's probably not going to be able to get.
He's like, guys, like, even if it happens, like, on time, I don't know if I can make it over, like, with all the restrictions and stuff.
So it's
how many teams had qualified before this thing got shut down?
We figured up 6 or 7,
I think something like that,
I don't even really know. I think we added up 6 or 7 maybe. So you could still have a decent competition. It would be tough, but I don't know. It's just crazy. The whole situation is it's hard, and it's hard for them because it's like you got sponsorship money, and that's with all the changes in CrossFit, the games is almost kind of a standalone thing, and so if they don't make money one year, what's going to happen the next year? And it's
got to be limiting because they haven't been running their seminars and all
there's
the things.
No seminars, so it's kind of like, how do we, they probably need to have something and have some type of media presence so they can make some kind of money, but at what point, and everybody's like, oh, it's about the money and they have to do it and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that's what kind of all this is about. Like, you got to survive this. And hey, part of the fact that, people get to watch this stuff is because they have to make money on it, or all of us have to make money. Like, I don't know. It's a weird thing that people get so offended that, I posted something on my Instagram the other day and they're like, well, you're just saying this because you get paid. And I'm like, partly. Yeah.
It's business.
But I wouldn't be able to do any of this stuff or put out any of these videos or do any of this stuff if I wasn't getting paid for some of this stuff. And some of these talking points that we're doing and going into, like, if you guys want us to be able to do this stuff, hey, we're going to have to, we're going to have to, get paid a little bit. So it's still our livelihood. And so I just don't understand why people get so angry about stuff all the time. So it's kind of
there's a lot of families connected to what goes on around here, and a lot of families being supported. And
and so that just goes with the games. People are so offended. Here's the deal: it's like, all right, then don't watch it.
Right.
Like, don't follow them. And it's like, you're putting so many lives in danger, and I'm like, not really. You could just.
I want to step back and see
like we were saying
what are the
earlier.
stats.
Like, if you feel like you're in danger being around somebody, don't go around that person. It's on you. At what point did we start, putting our opinions off on other people or our I don't know. It's just it's hard. So
get it.
With that, Inside Tracker analyzes your blood, DNA, and lifestyle choices to give you an ultra-personalized nutrition plan so that you can meet your goals. They just recently launched a new immunity plan which focuses on key blood biomarkers associated with immunity, stress, and sleep, so that you will have the ability to take control of your health in these unprecedented times. Check it out, info.insidetracker.com/immunitystrength. Link in description.
I'm all about Inside Tracker. Actually, one of my mindset clients, I just sent him the stuff today. Because he's wanting to pay attention to all that.
Not wanting. She was like the one day she wasn't going to do it because she didn't want to give blood because I just don't need it. And I'm like, Hillary, Tasia, it's a free like.
I know. It's sad that we missed it because we were in Australia.
It's a.
Even though it tells me I'm a train wreck every time. Which is my own fault.
Every time. But yeah,
I'm like,
it's a free checkup, like a free physical. Why would you do it? So. All right, well, we're actually running out of time on the memory card, so we're within that time range. Check out CrossFitMayhem.com. Check out all of our programs, all the stuff we have going on. FroningFarms.com, MayhemMindset.com. Enrollment's going on right now. I'm running some virtual stuff as well.
Yep,
so
it's been good.
Awesome. Kristin, you got anything you want to plug?
No, nothing.
No?
Thank you.
All right, peace.